still remember the first time I saw him. It wasn't like a romantic movie where the world slows down and violins start playing in the background. No, it was nothing like that. He walked into the room, hair disheveled, balancing three books in a coffee cup. He looked normal, but something about him instantly drew me in. Maybe it was his easy smile or the way he said hi to everyone, like he'd known them for years. I don't know, but I was hooked, and that was the beginning of a secret I carried for years. His name was Ethan. We had a literature class together. He wasn't the loud, attention seeking type, more like the guy who sat in the middle row, scribbling notes and nodding along to the professor's lectures. And me, I was the one who sat two rows behind him, pretending to be deeply interested in my notebook while secretly memorizing every little detail about him. The way he twirled his pen when he was deep in thought, how he always chewed the end of his pencil during exams. Silly, I know, but those small things became my entire focus during class. I wanted to talk to him so badly, but every time I thought about saying something, my heart felt like it was about to explode. Hey, Ethan, I practice in the mirror. Do you have the notes for last week's class? Simple, harmless, totally normal, but as soon as I'd see him, my throat would dry up and my courage would crumble like a sandcastle hit by a wave. There were moments when I thought, maybe he's out of my league. I'd watch him joke around with his friends, always the center of attention, without even trying. And then there was me, the shy girl who barely spoke unless asked a direct question. But one day, something unexpected happened. He came up to me in the library. My heart was racing so fast I thought he might actually hear it. He smiled and said, "Hey, you're in Dr. Carter's class, right? Do you have the notes from last week?" For a second, I thought I was dreaming. The exact scenario I'd rehearsed in front of my mirror was actually happening. But instead of playing it cool, I panicked and knocked my coffee over my notebook. Smooth, right? He laughed, not in a mean way, but like I just made his day more interesting. "Don't worry about it," he said, grabbing some napkins. "Happens to the best of us." From that moment on, we started talking. Casual at first, about classes, books, random things, but the more we talked, the harder it became to keep my secret. I started to wonder if maybe he felt the same way. He'd wait for me after class, share inside jokes, even text me late at night about the most random things, but I was too scared to ask. What if I misread the signs? What if he saw me as just a friend? One night, after weeks of agonizing over it, I decided to tell him. It was 2 a.m. and I thought, Wes, what's the worst that could happen? So I typed out a message: "Ethan, I need to tell you something. I think I might have feelings for you." But as soon as I hit send, I regretted it. What if I just ruined everything? He replied almost instantly. "Wow," he wrote. "I didn't expect that. I think you're amazing, but..." And there it was, the but. I didn't even need to read the rest. My heart sank. I'd opened up to him, and now everything was going to change. I avoided him for days. I couldn't bear to see him, knowing he didn't feel the same way. But then, something unexpected happened. He came up to me after class and said, "Hey, don't disappear on me. I value our friendship too much to lose it over this." And somehow, that made it hurt a little less. Looking back, I don't regret telling him. Sure, it didn't turn out the way I'd hoped, but it taught me something important. Sometimes the scariest thing you can do is be honest with your feelings. And even if it doesn't work out, at least you'll know you were brave enough to try. Have you ever confessed your feelings to someone? Share your story in the comments below.